Vapidity, Season 1, Episode 9. Tell It to the Perchers. Written wholly by Brian Fredworm MacGregor. It was late autumn, and a rather warmer evening by all standards for this time of year, when Robin, a reasonably quiet individual who recently just split from their partner, went for a drive. They, Robin, were an ornithologist, albeit a newly qualified one. They needed time away as such to recover, as they were rather heartbroken, for the want of other words, by yet another relationship ending. They always went to the same place every time anything happened, as this campsite up in the mountains was quite tranquil, offering thinking time away, which they knew would be empty, although in summer it was quite full, and on occasion completely. Robin had came here twice before, and agreed within themselves that they couldn't go on doing this, and yet again it was their own fault, somewhat. Here again Robin would sit by the fire, just head in hands, again and again, this being the third time. Every time they made it up here by the lakeside, it was a case of going over memories of their lost love at the time. But they knew this time what they did was wrong, in that they allowed things to happen as such. There was many pictures of their other ex-partners that had moved on in life, away from them, who had in the past did wrong, which was a reason for the split, at least there, but not now. Robin sat rather happily now, albeit reminiscing over the photos and what could have been with the other partners from the past too. Now Robin was quite into nature as such these days, and many of these photos featured themselves and other partners in what could be called natural settings. The pictures were beautiful in that they were set in beautiful settings with birds and so on, being all very natural, so to speak, and in the most gorgeous of backdrops too, where great waterfalls glistened, grand rivers roared, and brooks gurgled away. As mentioned, this was the third time Robin had made a mistake, for the want of better words, as he had done it before, again, and on two other occasions. There is now a close-up picture of Robin around a gently crackling fire next to a lake, with random photos of previous lovers, including her new lost love. "Ah, Raven," Robin says, whilst they rather silently gaze at these photos, so very quite peacefully. They now move on to the pile in their hands, while saying, "Ah, Jay, they were great too. Oh, and there is Rain also. They were a good one." While sniffing a little, they then gaze up into the air of a ever-chilling late evening now, with a tear in one eye and some distance in both of them, so to speak. They then utter, under their breath, "Tell it to the Perchers. That's a good one. Yeah, a good one." You remember this was the last thing they were told before walking away, a parting shot, so to speak. Funnily enough, that's exactly what they were doing, as nobody else was there, and it really was just birds listening, and perhaps watching too. It was dark after all. Now there behind them is a small bird, almost watching them, whilst roosting in a tree as such for the night. They then add, and, as they say to themselves, "Tell it to the Perchers. Pfft, I'm better off being with one." At this point they laugh somewhat, saying, I think they were aware of the birds. Robin now sits with tears in her eyes, which slowly progress. They then quip, I understand them, and they probably understand me much better. There is now a large distant look over the lake, at which point there is a rather large flutter of wings, like a flock of birds moving in the trees. There is a picture of that same little bird in the tree, happily roosting, overlooking the fire. The picture expands, and next to this little bird from earlier, yet another one sleeps. They are both asleep now, roosting, these two little robins. Yet just in front of the tree, with them in it, are the photos shown from earlier, badly scattered everywhere next to a now slowly dying fire, with a lake surrounded by a backdrop of beautiful mountains in the misty distance of a late evening. Those photos blow gently around, but not of people now, which they were originally, and instead in them they have been replaced with pictures of various individual birds. The end. A Brian Fredworm MacGregor production.